live, baby.
Live, baby. I don't know what I just pressed there, boys.
Double click some.
It's better than last week. What is up, boys?
This was brutal. It's good, man. Mallard Monday, baby.
Happy Mallard Monday. Welcome. We guys got it. We didn't even introduce you. We just went straight into it. Demos, welcome onto the stream, man.
Thank you for having me back, gentlemen.
It's been a while, huh? About a year and a half, I think, somewhere around that time frame. And I'm pretty sure back when comics, the issue 1 was mitten, somewhere around that time.
Yep.
It's been a while, dude, but you know what it is. Happy Mallard Monday, repping that. We got the hat and everything over here.
Oh yeah.
Crushing, man. How you been? It's been a while.
Good. I mean, you know, they can never keep me down. I'm never gonna die. I'm always gonna be on chain. So, and also Stevie from Wild Cards has literally put me on chain shirtless forever. So yes, they can never kill me, man. You know, we've been through ups and downs. I appreciate all the holders. I appreciate you guys. And you know what? At the end of the day, like all those blood, sweat, and tears in that time wasn't for nothing. And we're here to prove that. We're here to finally show what we've been working on for all these months/years in some cases. And yeah, man, it's about time to bring Cardano NFTs back, and people have to pick that morale back. And I think Mallards are going to be leading that charge.
Dude, you know what's pretty crazy to me is like everybody's been focused on meme coins, on just what in general crypto's doing, but lately I feel like I can't get Mallard Order off my timeline, and I don't know if that's a testament to Raiders Guild, like what it is, but you guys have cracked that code, and you've always done that well, and it just seems to be amplified more and more lately. And I think, dude, you guys are getting people interested again over in NFTs, at least on the Cardano side. What do you know, how has that been kind of seeing that? Because I imagine the notifications we got tonight just alone with Raiders Guild, but you guys have been crushing those engagement lately.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's really the community, man. It's good leadership in the way that we know who we're dealing with. We know each individual. We know how to rile them up, and we know how to take their suggestions. A lot of these great campaign ideas, like if not for Mallards, then who else? These come from community members or team members. We hear it, instantly think to ourselves, that sounds great, and we start to implement it, and they get behind it. So, yeah, man, I have to give a lot of credit to the community. Something else.
I was going to threw me off a little bit because Tom snuck that into the thumbnail tonight, and I know you guys were leading that campaign. If not Mallards, who else? Who came up with that? Was that you?
No, that was actually Boxlord. I was like, hey, make us like a really cool flyer. Make it look like reminiscent to the comic and use some of the imagery from the comic. And he's like, okay. Perfect. And then he, of course, does 100x better idea than I thought.
Yeah, dude, he crushed that. And that's all I've been seeing on the timeline lately. You guys, the engagement's real. Like, if you guys are not, I mean, even look at us. Like, we haven't been tweeting in like literally a month other than what we're streaming. And I'll show it right now on screen. It's just a testament to what Raiders Guild does. We're over 1,200 views. We posted this not even about 3 hours ago. Over 45 likes, 42 retweets, over 28 comments. And compared to some of the other stuff we're doing, man, it really shows what you guys have done with this platform and that it works.
I was going to say compared to last week, but I don't actually want to even see that right now.
No, we don't need to go ahead and bring that up.
We don't need to do that. Chat, don't look.
But it's cool, man. You guys have been ramping that up. I know you guys are putting constant updates. We've been in it throughout like the alpha time too. I remember messing around with it, and we brought it up on stream even recently in the last few weeks about what Raiders Guild's doing for you guys, how you can actually earn ADA for clicking buttons. We're on here all the time anyway, just doing stuff for free. You might as well earn from it if you can. And I was telling the guys, I'm getting close up to 20 ADA for just clicking buttons over the course of this, dude. Like, you can't beat that.
I remember he said that one of the first streams he came on. He's like, doesn't cost you anything to click a few buttons, guys.
It's true.
That's the snowball effect of the algo, man. It really starts with 50 to 100 people, and you're already starting off great. It's crazy how little people think to themselves about that. They feel like as an individual, they're like, I only have 100 followers. What can I do? It's like, yeah, you times 1,200 other people do that same action. We're moving forward. That's
dude, it's crazy though, because like, I know you guys leaned into this pretty heavy. Like, there was a period of time where everybody was on the timeline, like, where's Mallard? What are they doing? Where everybody's a slow rug, like in ADA. That was the whole like narrative for a while. And you guys were behind, even us, I think at one point were like, dude, what are they at? What are they doing? And you guys, I know, we're working on a lot of stuff, and you had some complications and stuff behind the stream, behind the scenes. And dude, look at it right now. That long game paid off.
Well, I said to the guys, like, damn, I'm getting so many Mallard posts like flooding my algorithm now. Like just a couple weeks ago, and it just constant every day now. I just see new ones, which is great to see again. Because I miss seeing them. I used to see them all the time. Remember Bowl Cut Tuesdays? That was a thing.
Bro,
and now just the Mallards in general are coming back, and I'm loving it.
It's just nice to see. I don't want to say positivity, but just like progression in a project in general, as opposed to just like drama and egos fighting on the timeline. Because Cardano, like you said, like there's been a lot of slow rugs that people have said, we've seen. So a lot of projects either just kind of going dark or getting that final farewell message we've seen more recently on the CNFT side.
Heavy heart, dude.
And also just not a lot of projects have a lot going on to talk about. So your timeline gets flooded with the people just fighting with each other, posting nonsense drama, or just the overall state of crypto. So seeing a project move along has been awesome. Especially like, I know we're going to get into it, but like the Medium article and things like that. Like I remember when we had a lot of projects to look into like that. And obviously we look at projects differently now, so we're not jumping into them as much. They probably don't get as much support on the new NFT side, but it's just kind of nice to flex that muscle again and get back into it and be like, oh yeah, this is still going on. And there's still exciting things to be done.
Dude,
100% agreed, other Tom, for real. That's it. No, that's really the vibe. It's not really about like, oh, like the cringy word positivity, but it really is like enough of just constantly peeing in the well that you drink out of. If you're going to be in this space, at least try to have a good time, trying to engage with one another, participate, and also teams, try to still keep building or just leave now. Don't get anyone's hopes up. At this point, we've been through all the ringers that you can go through. And I think a lot of us are exhausted and we just want to see something fresh again. So that's what we're trying to bring to the table.
Do you guys get that kind of, I mean, even us, we were doing this, about coming up on 3 years or no, 4 years. Wow. We've always done like week to week streams, and finally this year was where we just took a break. I think we thought it was 5 weeks. It was something like closer to 2 months when we actually looked back at it, and like we needed that a little bit. It's just like you said, it got exhausting. There was so much going on, and we just do this day in, day out. Did you guys feel that burn at all? I know you guys had some downtime a little bit to restructure some stuff, but how's your experience been with that?
Yeah, I mean, we've been through hell and back, bro. Like I lost some friends I'm never gonna see again. My grandma, a couple of things, same thing with the team. One of our team members, Crypt Keeper, had to take a leave because he literally has Crohn's disease, and he's getting to a situation where he has to like start deciding on what to do with what he perceives as a shorter lifespan than most. Stuff like that was very difficult to like deal with, work through, because I love that kid. So like, I only wish the best for him. Same thing with our developer, Dur. He found a new position that paid him like 10x the amount. And in comparison, what he did for us was charity. So then, it took us a few months to vet and find a developer that we can actually trust. And now we work with Sub-Zero, aka Bezbez, who's been here for nearly a year now. And you guys have seen him in the Discord. He's a little introverted, but he gets the job.
Yeah, and I mean, when that kind of stuff, that background, people don't hear that. They don't see that, obviously, on Twitter and what you guys are doing. All they care about is like, what are you doing? Where are you at? That kind of stuff. So I can imagine it's frustrating to a degree, and sometimes that's where you just need to cool off, take your time, get yourself collected, and then come back when you have something to deliver. And you guys are now really pushing that, which we love to see, because I think in crypto world, you kind of got to be like relevant to like stay active inside the space. But you guys were more, I mean, I've seen you on every single X space that you can think of still in Cardano, with the 12 people that are still there every single day. That are starting to come back,
Yeah.
But it's if you guys didn't go anywhere. Hey, I mean, let's be real over here. Well, there's a whole other world.
24 this week, Tommy. Okay,
doubled.
You know why? Because Raiders Guild's letting everybody know we're back. But it's good to see you, man. It's good to hear from you. We've had a lot of firsts with you guys over on the stream. We were looking back at like our numbers when everything was like really crazy. I think the first time we had you on, when you did like the face reveal and stuff, we had like over 200 like in chat YouTube, like on stream, which was actually wild to think about back then. And we've never gotten anything I think as high as that, even in our best streams. And that was just a testament to this community. So we've always had a deep tie with you guys, and it's fun to have you back on. It's kind of like bringing that back. It's been a while since I've gotten excited about NFTs, to be honest with you. So here we are again, getting ready. Maybe the market's picking back up, and people are going to take some profits, and eventually they're going to want to spend some money on some stuff, or like you said, engage with the ecosystem. So yeah, shout out to you. Appreciate you jumping on there. Shout out to everybody over in chat. I haven't even said anything to chat because we've just been going over there, but appreciate everybody who's showing up over there. Quick little shout outs to anybody over there. D5 Homofo with the first shout out to you. Shooter McGavin, Shooter
with the Shooter picture. I love it.
I've been missing Shooter, man. Shout out to you.
Shooter's the man.
Yo, Nemesis, welcome back. But dude, it's been a while, and I hope she's doing well over there. Glad to see you guys still here.
Check it. Look, Nemesis made me this for my birthday a while ago.
Oh wow!
You guys can't really see it, but it's like freaking.
It came
insane,
through.
I see that.
Yeah, there we go.
That's crazy.
That's awesome.
What is that made on?
Is that
Dude,
wood?
Wood. That shit
I
cut
can
out
tell.
his-
That's sick.
Dude, that's awesome right there. Yo, shout out to Nemesis. Not many people know that too.
Physical
Like,
merch there.
right? You think like when you think like some NFT projects, like, oh, some people just doodle some shit. Like, no, you got real artists on your team outside of just like drawing cartoon pictures online.
Yeah, because that's the fun part. It's like the little cool skull and bones, like Saturday morning cartoons for the PFPs, but the comics are serious. The subject matter in the promo is serious. We try to show the range of skill sets.
For sure, you guys are crushing it out there. Quick little shout outs to everybody over in chat. Finishing this up, Crypto Hands, Resin, what up to you? Andre, we got some Mallards over here inside of chat right now. Shout out to the hashtag Mallard up. Lauren Steiger, welcome to you. Garfield Lasagna is still out here. That's an inside joke. Yanis, what is up? Plague, how you doing? Who else we got? Don over here as well. Rena Red, welcome back. There's a lot of old names I haven't seen in a while. Defez, who else is over here? Looks like that's it. Shout out to you guys over in chat right now. Appreciate you guys showing up tonight. All right, with that being said, let's jump in. Before I think on the tonight's agenda, we originally talked about like, hey, let's play some games. Let's just kind of have a chill, nice stream. It turned into, hey, you know what? I can actually talk about some of the stuff that we've released. So why don't we? I know a lot of people are here for that anyway. And after that, if you guys are interested in some gaming, we got some Marvel Rivals queued up. I don't know how good we're gonna be, but we're gonna try it out for you guys. I played it a total of one time, so I can tell you exactly how I'm gonna do.
I played it like 5 or something like that, so I'm right there with you.
You're a ringer.
Great watch then.
Yep. There you go. All right. But jumping into it, I mean, I don't even know where to start. There's a ton of information, but you guys did drop 2 Medium articles. I think that was kind of like the reintroduction over here. The first one was kind of just basically talking about your a high level view of what you guys are doing. And then later you guys dropped a second one that talked more about like the conduit and what you guys are doing. I guess like high level, what is Mallard Brand up to and where are you guys at right now?
So what we've been up to is basically trying to bring tangible products together, finalizing on infrastructure we had built previously, like getting the print shop in order, making sure we had a legal wrapper for it, making sure we had the right resources, technically using it for the last couple of years at every conference that we've done, at every event that we've done. And it saved us a bunch of money in that way as well as making sure to get, Boxlord back in his flow of things to finish the rest of the comic series and bring that to, reality, to actually have it in stores, at the very least being sold digitally, and definitely with an audience of its own at its own standing that has nothing to do with crypto, that can continue like pushing that brand forward in the Web 2 front. Because I feel like story is one of the best ways to, captivate a new audience through visuals and then and then lore. So yeah, that's basically what we've been working on. Plus the really, really dope tabletop game. Tabletops are beloved by all. There's a big trend in them in not only social media with some of the biggest YouTube channels right now pushing D&D instances, etc., but also in just all around sales and Kickstarter support. You could see some of the most successful campaigns are around tabletop games. And that's because there's this resurgence in demand for them. And we've always seen people doing Web3 / tangible product being more so like plushies and clothing. But I really feel like a lot of people have missed on like a cool way to utilize that technology. So I think with the tabletop, we'll be bringing that to life.
That's gonna be dope. I like tabletop games.
Dude, I haven't played one of those in a while.
I played a lot.
I just pulling up. It's a good visual too for kind of talking. What you guys have got, like, I guess, what is it, 4 main points right now? Like everything's centering around this conduit, right? Which is going to be like a live dashboard of all like different revenue streams for you guys. And one of the big things that you guys discussed was talking about your RUNE token, which there's currently a RUNE token V1 out there that'll eventually turn into a RUNE V2. That'll like then basically be a liquid. You guys are putting a liquidity pool into it. And then through staking, you guys will be able to earn that one that has liquidity, the new RUNE V2.
And that RUNE V2 you can then use for things like creating your own raids, getting vouchers in the future for services, and also using it for the trait shop, which I feel like is going to be one of the funner ways to use it, because I never want to stop giving you guys new art, but I also don't want to make a shit ton of collections that just like destroy our dilutes us to hell, right?
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
The best thing is to let you guys customize the collections yourself by earning or purchasing these traits, whether it be seasonal or long-term or reward based from using Raiders Guild only, etc. But I feel like that's going to really kick ass going forward. So, yeah.
That wasn't even like something. I know we always talked about like Ascension art way back in the day, and that was also a meta for another time. So I know you guys kind of like adjusted, with the times a little bit and that. But one of the ones that I think have done that well over inside of space, because that was always like a thing to customize your own NFT. I think Dirtbirds have found a really nice way to go ahead and do that and upgrade and keep people engaged with it.
One of my favorite builders in the whole space. But it's really the only way you can continue to give new art the right way without making like 15-20 collections.
Yeah, and just over diluting it. And if there's a way, like you said, an ecosystem token that'll allow you to be able to do that, I mean, it's another one of those gameplay loops that matters, right? And people always love to spend money and flex their stuff. So if you've got ways to do that, that wasn't even something I had considered for you guys, but that's going to be fun to hear. But there is still separate Ascension stuff, right?
Yes. So I said that in the middle of Discord, I don't know, like last week at some point. But essentially, this is the funny thing. So for the last, like, I don't know, almost 2 years, we worked on 2 separate art styles. And I basically became a madman and super neurotic. I'm sorry to my team. And I was like, no to this after saying yes to it for 6 months. And then some of them would get influenced by me and then turn on their own decisions and then go, you know what? No, let's scrap it and make new art. Long story short, we end up making these 2 different art styles. I've sneaked a couple of them in general chat in Discord if you search. And since it's been forever waiting on it, there's going to be no charge. There's going to be no RUNE charge on it either. It's just going to be given to you for but we're still going to take the relics, the 5 relics to do so. But this time you get 2 sets of art that are separate from what the rest of the collection looks like. So 1,300 of them will have this completely different art. One of them is more like adult looking, where the characters are taller, they're postured differently, better detailing, etc. And yeah, that'll be free. But it has nothing to do with what I just spoke about, where you could switch traits out. That's for the OG art style, which is the rest of them.
Gotcha. So those 1,300 will be there in their own class, which I know you guys talked about before. I'd imagine those new assets eventually will be able to get staked at some point.
Right away. And I meant to say, just so it wouldn't hurt, like, because we always wanted relics to be deflationary, etc. Just so it won't hurt, like, oh man, I lost my utility with my relics. Like, I could have gotten a discount on Raiders Guild with that, or I could have gotten more RUNE with those. All of the same utility from all 5 relics are still going to be basically embedded into your Ascendant.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah. So you're not losing anything by giving that up.
You're only adding on, and it just helps us clean up the relics collection.
Do you need
now? Are you guys burning those?
Yes.
Okay.
There you go. Do you have to sacrifice a duck with the 5 relics in order to get the new art?
Technically, since it's SIP 68, you won't have to sacrifice that duck and lose it. It's just you're just gonna have multiple images. So
got you. So okay, that's dope.
Even better. I love that.
There you go. Yeah, no, I know we're just kind of deep diving into some stuff right off the bat. I just have so many questions. We're excited, man, into this. But I mean, the new upgrade, right, on the RUNE token, I think is huge. I know you guys talked about that.
Lots of RUNE things.
And just for like anybody who's not aware, like, why would you guys need another token?
Okay, simply put, at the very beginning, we purposely, well, I'll be super transparent. Legalities completely different. At that time specifically, there's super legal gray areas that weren't as obvious and didn't have any light shone on them as they do now. Also, when it came to even legal consultation, it was way more difficult. People are way more versed on tokenomics and what's going on in the crypto scene when it comes to finding legal help on in domestic side of things, not like going to the Cayman Islands or something like that. But anywho, so that's one aspect. Another aspect is originally we purposely we wanted the mindset of utility tokens equaling, hey, I'll swap this for L1 tokens, to go out the window and really turn into utility. By that, I mean, normally when you call a utility token, you would go and just swap it for ADA or E for whatever the native currency is instead of using it. So we didn't back ours with LP. So that's A. About 60% of the supply has been mined already in like 2.5 years nearly. So that's around like 60% of the supply. Giving that backing that with any LP in its current state with that many hands on it already would be a serious nightmare, as you may already know.
Got $378 in the liquidity pool. What are you talking about?
I mean, you already know users did that themselves. Traders did that themselves.
Yep.
No, you don't want to just invest a bunch of money into it and then see everyone take their profits and leave?
Not for it to like spout up like a volcano and fall on everyone at the very same time.
Exactly. No, that is pretty complicated, especially like you said too. Now we've seen the explosion of the meme coin into more mainstream. That's actually talked about on like local news about these crazy coins that people are buying on Solana. So we've seen so much more regulation come out since NFTs started.
The United States has his coin, right?
That's what I mean. Yeah. So now there's all those rules included in there about how it's more classified, more projects.
Yeah, more friendly, right? Way more friendly, which is crazy. I mean, we could have went one of two ways, right? I'm glad we went the way we did right now, because God, this space would be a scary spot right now. Who knows where we'd be?
You remember it even. Gensler even had Charles having to change a couple things around early in the roadmap just to make sure he was in a good spot with Cardano.
Dude, I heard they've been changing a bunch of things back behind the scenes.
Listen.
Hey, we're not on that space though right now. Let's get out of here.
But going back to this, right? So, just to also have a good understanding, we didn't want to do the one-to-one swap either, because it would make Rune V1 not only again turn into a catastrophe in people swapping over only to dump, but also the simple fact that we still want people to feel like it's worth something to even have just Rune V1 if you only have like one Mallard asset. Like we want to make sure that the newcomer and the OG both see some value in this and have the proper amount of time to be able to extract value from it. I don't want to use that term. I hate that dirty term. So I want to say to whatever, you get it. Anywho, it basically starts with one idea being this original Rune token already handed out to 60% of people, and then the team for the last 7 to 8 months arguing with each other on how exactly we would be exploited. So there are safeguards regarding the amount of time one needs to stake Rune V1 and lock it up. Therefore, there's no snapshot games being played. If you are to withdraw it earlier than that time, your the amount of Rune V2 that you're accruing also gets a penalty, and there's a whole disclaimer that states these penalties ahead of time. And to then relock under the same wallet address and unique user, you'd have to wait a penalty amount of time for
that's cool.
unstaking.
Okay.
So
so you have to think about it, not just kind of nuke the chart with all your Rune. I like that.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. One DFez in the comments goes, is there a benefit to holding more of the V1 Rune now?
Well, I mean, the benefit would be that you get to vest it or, lock it up in the smart contract that we're working on right now and get the new token, more of it. So that's the best I can say. No financial advice.
So are you gonna have like an actual like release date for the quote unquote token drop, or is it gonna be kind of like a stealth drop and then all right guys, this is the contract address, this is what it is?
Yeah, you're going to get the information. I mean, obviously, we're the ones who are going to deploy it and basically have the whole supply lock up X amount in the staking smart contract that you're supposed to be given for your stake. The percentage that we stake will also go into treasury for like giveaways. And yeah, it's not going to be like a pump fund drop or anything.
Fly right away. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, and then we're working with individuals like C-Swap and a few others behind the scenes where that's where you're going to be able to maybe work something out for, liquidity farming, etc. So,
Gotcha. Are you guys going to release a tokenomics on it, or have you already?
Yes. No, we have not released the tokenomics, but of course we will release that in advance of everything. For the next couple of weeks, there's a few bits of promo, like the new comic issues getting a promo, a better understanding on the conduit, and the actual dashboard showcasing to get everyone really ready and get them in order with like understanding how it all works. Because I feel like there's still a little bit of confusion left behind, and we got to clear that up.
Well, so and then just I know people are obviously staking their new Mallard or their Mallards or existing assets right now, right? Over on the new site that you guys have, which I got right here pulled up. So you earn this every day, but this isn't the RUNE V2. Obviously, this is the V1, right? Yes. So that's one thing people need to understand is they're not getting RUNE V2 right now by staking. They're getting V1, and then later once V2 comes out, right, then you'll stake that. How will that work? Is that RUNE V1 being staked?
You're going to stake it on this all-on-one dashboard, and then from there is where you're going to get the drip of the new one. Again, I want to remind everyone, we're calling it RUNE V2 as only a placeholder when discussing it ahead of deployment.
Just to make the difference,
Yeah, because in the, it's going to be a nightmare if we literally called it V2 and everyone's like, which one's which, But I've seen way too much jokes being played with whenever I say something, it might end up on snack.fun or whatever the hell. We're gonna
watch out. You're a KOL over here, bro.
Yeah.
I did hear it has it's magic themed. It's you can find it at some point if you're really looking for what the actual name will be. So
it hasn't been deployed yet, just so you know. So no, you cannot find it right now.
I just remember back in the day, the mysteriousness, like of you guys, of us being on stream, us like trying to figure out stuff. Tom's driving, TJ
driving. That video though too. Gosh,
the cryptography stuff you guys had us doing.
Just arrow key.
We were inverting pictures in fucking Photoshop. We were doing everything we could, Tom.
Here's the beauty though. All the hardships you went through, sifting through it, we also went through making sure scene by scene to embed certain symbols, just the same painstaking time was
I wouldn't even say hardships though. We love that stuff.
I love shit. I
got us connected to it. Yeah, I mean that's why
I remember
we got so invested originally.
I remember looking at this image here when you guys dropped this rotating thing. Like we went back to like the key that we had at one point to see all the different stuff to see if this meant something like secret over there. Like, we went that deep with it. And maybe it still does. I don't know. Maybe it's been in front of us this whole time. Who knows? But this is the stuff. Are you going back to those roots at all?
Yeah, definitely, man. At the end of the day, we still have that one puzzle event that we haven't showcased to you guys that I sampled. I showed a demo of it.
Yeah.
No, it's like a whole point and click adventure.
Yeah, okay, that's what it was.
And yeah, we have like this little event series coming out that's like almost like the original Trials, but more digital. Really cool UI, UX kind of stuff now. So, because we know not everyone's going to be able to get out the house, and the way people engage now is a lot different than it was like 3 to 4 years ago.
Yeah. Well, dude,
a lot more people have kids now too. So.
That's true, but you got people making origami ducks, dude, like putting them by the most random places.
We have something cool like that. Don't worry.
Mine's literally behind me,
dude. That's
one of my have yours still. Yeah,
it's a bookshelf behind me.
Mine's sitting in a desk somewhere when I moved over here. But yeah, dude, that was one of the things that got us engaged. Was that I remember when we first talked too. Was that we got like out into life a little bit. Like we took a break from the Web3 side of things, had some fun, like things you used to do as a kid that kept you thinking a little bit. And I think that's why like what made you guys stood out to us outside of just being like some cool concepts. And I'm glad to see like you guys still have that kind of in the back pocket of some things planned up, because that was always something that brought everybody together, especially the trials, dude. The trials, bro. Those were the days back in, I don't even know if I still have those Discord rules. Are the Discord rules for the trials still in? I haven't even looked, to be honest with you.
Yeah, they should still be there. But yeah, man, this is what I'm saying. Like a point and click adventure kind of puzzle theme with cool interface. I think it's going to be really fun for a lot of people. And I think the rewards are going to be cool too, because we're trying to partner up with certain projects to sponsor those rewards. So it's also going to be a whole event that, like, instead of it just being only for Mallards like it was in the past, I want it to be more so like a chain event, like an activation that adds to new holders across different projects, and Discord's cross-pollinate.
Well, this is cool. You guys are definitely making that push, one, for marketing. I mean, that was part of the breakdown on the Medium article. I think that was a Conduit one. So definitely, seeing that, but that's just awesome to see as well. That obviously, I think that, people would know you got to get people interested and involved and bring new people in. But it's cool to see the explanation and the breakdown of kind of where the strategy is, where the thinking's been. Again, just seeing like a project working on it, making those steps, and not just resting on what they've done and the community they've built, and just hoping that that'll continue to sustain them as things have shifted so much. Is awesome to see too.
Well, that's why
exciting. That's the best word for it. Exciting.
If you notice, this is exactly why we got new members on the team, bro. We're not going out. We're not going out without a fight. A, and B, it was helpful to find new, fresh faces that wanted that position in the job, that brought something new. Like even this developer, people don't give us enough credit sometimes. Well, not you guys, but sometimes when they're talking about what have they done lately. I remember Shield, Cardano Shield, that's also one of the main founders of or a CTO, I think he is, of C-Swap at the moment. Yeah. And he came in and he's like, dude, like, where's is this the new version of Raiders Guild? Because this looks crazy. And I'm like, no, we just rolled it back. We're getting the new major update ready. He's like, it's so different than the last time I saw it, like 5 months ago. That's my point. I don't think people understand. For a while there, we got quiet for like a 4 or 5 month period while we're reworking the team, finding new members, finding the new developer. They got rugged a couple of times trying to work with the wrong people, funny. And finally got this guy, and now it's just like update after update, and we're really trying to take it to the next level, like going back to that approach where it was nonstop. That's how we came out of the gates original, non-stop drops. We're trying to go back to that.
Oh yeah.
And the transparency is always nice to see too, especially in the age of seeing so many of these projects disappear on us, that still, had all these plans in mind and never kind of fully developed. So when you are saying, hey, we're moving on to our next stage, it's always great to see those updates, but then, it's easy to also be on the, devil's advocate side or just, be pessimistic about it and be like, okay, sure. Like, you could say that all you want. How's it going to happen? And you guys have the full breakdown of like what your goal is, what you're doing with that goal, where the money's going. And
nice dude, speaking of that, now we're just like, dude, we're really just trying to show bank statements, like inventory, fucking invoices, whatever will help us sleep. Like, one of the best things about going through like ups and downs, making mistakes and being successful throughout like 3 years is now we know exactly what we need, where to be frugal, where to never make a mistake, and how to sleep better at night. One of those best, like for all founders out there, just show them all the invoices. That's it. No one will ever ask you anything about $1 ever again. So that's one of our main plans. You'll be able to see the Shopify APIs for the print shop, merch shop, etc. on the Web 2 front of sales. And then you're going to be able to see literally everything that we're ordering or getting at these shows, how much ticketing was, etc. And I feel like at the end of the day, all I'll have to do is just show you a Discord channel or a link, and you can leave me alone and never ask me, where's the money?
What'd you do with the funds from the mint? What'd you do with all those funds?
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh man, we survived for this many years with that. That's what
Dude,
God,
you know,
so annoying.
the crazy part though is in that world when you guys were doing that, it was like an attention economy. Like you had to be like speculative, you had to be mysterious, you had to keep people like stringing them along in order to like keep stuff relevant. Nowadays, it's so far past that it's like unless you show me something tangible, like even if you do, I'm going to be speculative of it unless like you actually show results. And you guys are now like, here's everything's on the table. Like you try to argue with that. And if you like it, you like it. And if you don't, you don't. We're kind of past that whole phase, which I like, because that was the dumbest thing about most of that stuff was that we were just like, oh, maybe what if this is going to be this crazy beyond expectation that never was going to be met. And now it's more realistic. And you're seeing prices reflect that and those kind of things, and which is great, right? It's the evolution of this industry where we're at.
Well, it's cool to hear like how you talk in spaces, even on the show now, just your passion, fire for the project, which you guys have been working on. That's kind of, it's comforting as a holder to hear you, the founder, talk about the project like that with the plans you have going on. It's nice to see that.
Dude, I'd be a jerk if I tatted it on my arm and then gave up. Like, oh man, that's not gonna look good on my deathbed. Like, oh, mistake number one.
You just get up with a lash and go, whoop, and just wipes right off.
The watch is off.
Man, screw you guys.
Is that Mr. Magoo?
My message. You just say, sorry guys, it's with a heavy heart. We're out of here.
Oh,
was that
man.
Mr. Magoo where he's in the hot tub and his tattoos like rolling down
yeah.
his chest the whole time? He's just
He's
like,
just
he's
had
got it
details
done.
printed on every time he's in public, you know, just this little temple.
That would be devious. No, shout outs to Terra Mecca. If you guys want a tat, get it from him. Web3.
Dude, there you go.
Project turned tattoo, man. It's crazy.
Dude. Well, dude, you talked about two of the other things. We talked print shop. We've discussed that for years, and I know I've heard you guys in some spaces and stuff. I've seen you guys in IRL. I've seen the assets that you guys have at your booth. Like I heard that you guys are now printing that. You printed that stuff in house, and this print shop's finally going to be online. That's cool.
Yes.
One revenue source. The tabletop, we just talked about that. Raiders Guild, we talked about it. But dude, the comics, that was one other big thing that we were waiting on. That you guys, it's your next mint, right? It's been a while. We talked about it since the last comic mint. Can you discuss a little? Like I know there's some high level stuff on that, but I wanted to give a shout out over here to Box Floor, dude, because these covers, they're looking dope. They're looking a little more dark than normal too.
Dude, yes.
I love it.
Dude, this one is a lot more dark. There's actually more action. Since it took so long, and also we felt like in order to get this to a Web2 audience, come on, 20-something pages with the first one. The pacing wasn't good enough. So we also went back and you're going to see the digital version of issue 1 be updated very soon. Added around like 15 new pages to there to really fill in those gaps for the pacing to work out. And then also this issue is about double the size of the original. It's around like 45 pages or so.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's freaking sick. And yeah, like what we're really trying to do here is get an audience that does not give a hoot about crypto to dig this. I've surveyed a bunch of different people so far, even from my own personal Instagram to a client of mine's Instagram that I still do some of his marketing from time to time from the Web2 world. Yeah. And I've spoken to a local comic book shop here and also one in Denver that my friend Justin runs. He's the son of an illustrator known as Nick Nazo, very fucking sick. Very well known, has done some illustrations for Marvel and did the cover for RoboCop, for Dark Horse, and a couple other stuff.
Jeez.
Wow.
Yeah, so like I have individuals around me that have done this their whole life. Boxlord has also been a comic book illustrator for many years of his life. Not only has he done it for other people in the past outside of Web3, but he's also done it for himself and continues to sell his own comic and trying to push his own name as an individual. But bro, this one hits hard. There's violence in it. This one also has some of our Mallards in there. Like some of the well-known community members are in these comics. With I'll tell you right now, Last of the Pride has been an inspiration for one of the characters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got it. I love that. So that's even more fun about, when you can start bringing community into that and some big members and people can relate to that. I mean, that's even cooler. But no, I was going to say, like, I don't understand. We talked about this way back in the day of like how you can make ducks look badass. And you guys have found a really cool way to do that. I'm like sitting here looking at this one right now. It's like a combination between like Shredder and like Sub-Zero like right now.
Blow that one up a little bit. I like that one because you can just see all the different characters in that one that they're going to be in there. I love that.
Yeah, you have
a teaser.
So like I was saying before with Last of the Pride, since we all have pretty geeky usernames, of course, those names wouldn't translate well. So they have different names. Like the Bard is known as Thorn. He's one of the main characters of like the new initiates of the order. The first issue showed you the forefathers who created it. And like I said, some new, gap fillers are in there as well for the story to have better pacing. But anywho, now is the time that the initiates are summoned. They all have this dream where the Grandmaster Duck comes to them. They have like all these visions at the intro of the comic. And then each and every single one of them wake up the next day to find the actual letter in their vicinity, like in real life. And then they run into each other due to some, things that happened at the intro of the comic. They've make a bond together and then head their way to the initiation ceremony where the real fun starts. And there's all these characters around them, miscellaneous characters, I like to call them, that have to, and for every mistake that's made, you get to see how permanent those mistakes are in front of the Mallard Order with those miscellaneous characters. It's a lot of violence, but
I love it, man. And I know you guys are making
fun to work on too.
Oh, yeah, dude.
How I know you guys are making a push for this, like you said, outside of Web3. How you said some of the reception has been good. You guys have been shopping it to multiple different people.
Yeah, because it's a simple sell for me. It's basically Skull and Bones meets DuckTales. Yeah. And again, as long as we're not talking crypto, as long as we're not talking NFTs, most people are willing to listen. The main push for this is as simple as follows. Make sure to have a solid marketing campaign across all visual friendly platforms like TikTok for shorts, YouTube, really hit them with the shorts there, Snapchat, Instagram local, and Facebook local. And then also even have a couple of street teams that we're aware of. Go out, hand out comics during things like Comic Day, or even if we can't get a booth at a convention, we'll have someone there in front, dressed the hell up, showcasing the comic, putting it out there. So I feel like we could really get a cool audience with
for sure.
Who knows? In 5 to 10 years, you could have a show on Prime like Invincible.
That'd be epic. I'm not shooting for it, but I am shooting for a long-lasting, audience that digs the series. For sure.
How would you guys attend Comic-Con and things like that? Had it take off? Yeah,
yes.
That'd be dope to be able to do that. Have you guys, since you have the print shop, have you printed physical copies? I know originally we talked the very version 1. There was going to be a redeemable thing for that. Is that still a thing?
So we were never going to be the ones sourcing those comics. That takes a whole different kind of skill set to actually make a proper comic book, stapling the paper. Sure, we could do it ourselves, but to go through all that intensive resources for something we're not,
you don't specialize.
Build that. We don't specialize. Is a big no. So no, but the redemption of comics issue number 1 and 2 will be available sometime this year in a month.
That's sick.
Which I discussed in the first month space. The first episode of the Mallard Monday, which was last week.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I think that's something we've talked about, not maybe on a stream, but just amongst ourselves, after a stream. When we are just what are they working on right now? And then we're where's our, where's comic number 2? So when we heard this, when we went over this last week, we were very excited. Was it last week? Yeah. Because we've talked about this part a few times. Because it's just a cool side of the project. And you guys also are ones that have the art for it. And also, I think, are able to handle it. I mean, it's obvious to see how excited you get about it. So even more so hearing that you're going to go back through and add some. This was your first shot at it, you know what I mean? So you put it together, but then being able to go back and say, hey, we can add a little more to this and flush it out a little bit, and then probably also make some of those connections a little stronger to the second and the following issues that come out is fun. That's what I'm all about it, for sure. So, and I bet that's fun for you guys too. I mean, besides just getting new people interested, and the marketing side of it, the business side, I bet this is when you guys get to really get creative and have fun with the project you've made, or the art you've made here, the universe world.
And this is where we get to also like just showcase a love letter to the real super nerds out there and talk to them through these characters, especially issue 2. I think it's going to be very like, some of you are going to be aware of like, oh, that's so-and-so from Discord. It just has to be like, listen to the way he speaks, etc. You know,
that's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love these version 1s over here. I still think I have a few of them pulled up from my wallet here. Is this still a thing here? I remember way back in the day, like 100% I'm gonna flex this because like one of the like top, I'm like issue number 4. I remember like
the collector's points have not been forgotten. The dashboard that allots the points still works. Go to comics.mallardorder.io and go check out how many collector's points you have based on your comic holdings and your comic rarity and your comic serial numbers. Now, why does that matter? Because for the new mint, some of you will basically be able to mint some of it for free, or if not, at an insane discounted rate based on your holdings. So just so you're aware of that.
I was gonna say, Tommy, don't you have like 2 or 4?
I got 10 of these right now.
No, but the one of the don't you have one of the serials like the early ones?
You go to my inventory.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I'm gonna go.
I got 11 collector's points.
Yep.
Okay.
And then you're gonna be able to see. It should be loading it up. Hold on, let me make sure.
It's in there. I mean, it's obviously recognized my assets. So I'll be honest with you.
Recognize TJ's. So you have more assets. It's probably taking a second to click that in because TJ,
don't stop me from being angry at the dev, guys. I like yelling at them. Hold on, let me write.
I forgot where to go read these too. So the fact that you just reminded me about this is a great.
That's why I posted in the chat, honestly, so the chat can have it too.
That's dope.
Okay, I just wrote it down right now, so yeah, that's gonna get fixed. But that's supposed to allot your points like it used to do. It's probably something with Super Base that we have to check on. But it's supposed to allot your points. And we also have in the Discord channel, it's called Comic Info. It's a channel. You'll be able to see how many points equal to what rewards. In the new breakdown for the promo for the mint, you'll also know what assets give you discounts, how do you get free comics, etc. So we'll give you a nice reminder and a nice visual TLDR of what it would be. You know?
Okay. Yeah, dude, this is sick. I got to go catch back up on this, especially since the number 2 is coming out here soon. And yeah, it's a great reminder right there. So this will have it. Okay. So when the new mint does come in, these will affect that new mint.
And the page is going to change a bit interface wise too, because it's a little static and a little too, looks like 2008 kind of website. So yeah, it's going to get a little revamp as well.
I got you. Okay. So the rarer your stuff is, the more potential, like whatever points or eligibility status to be.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Dope. I'm glad I hung on to those. Will these ever be stakeable at any point?
Wait until you see the tokenomics. That's all I'm saying.
All right.
I see everybody keep asking me like, which asset is super low barrier of entry that I can get an edge on by buying early? I'm like, I can't.
Just tell them to buy them all.
I can't
buy everything Mallard.
Hey, if we're gonna tell you to buy anything, go get a letter. If you're a real hardcore Mallard fan, go get a letter.
Super on sale right now.
Yeah, dude, I don't know, man. I've seen the prices rise up.
Well, there. In comparison to what they were, they're on sale, bro. It's a good price for them now. Dude, if you ever want one, get it now.
You know what's crazy to me is you guys, dude, here you are. Your floor price is shot up, which I know that's not like a metric you don't want to be, but sometimes it's nice to see that, right? Especially get you guys some love over here. And one of the biggest things for, like I said, I guess the top people, like if you are like super deep in your universe, like this is one of the things that you guys should probably get your hands on. I know. Absolutely. Is this still something that gets the most access, the most rewards from anything?
Same thing with this mint. Like I said, you guys are going to get a breakdown of what assets give you what discounts during the mint. But this OG letter that was airdropped for free or through participation will always be looked at. We might not be able to reward you every single day for it, outside of Conduit, that is, but it'll always be looked at with high priority. And it's I love it because there's only so many holders that hold these. So you get to cater to them with with a finite lens, since you know the exact count for them. It's not like thousands of people.
Oh yeah. No, and this is still one of the coolest like stories. You guys have literally created a meta over here over on Cardano when these got dropped.
We didn't charge for it though. Remember, everyone who that's the problem with at least copy the meta.
Like
right,
telephone.
guys?
It's like telephone, bro. They hear one, this person did this. They don't really know the backstory. It always gets diluted or convoluted. My biggest thing about what you guys, I'm looking at this right now, is a free asset that did a 1.1 million ADA on secondary. That to me is still wild. You guys did it right. And then on top of that, same thing with the relics, even Rune, right?
If I could go back in time, I would kind of calm it down on how many 55 ADA giveaways per day that we
Dude, you guys were attention economy. Remember attention economy? You had to keep people interested.
That was a little wild. But at that time, man, people were struggling through the bear. It just felt so right. Like just fucking pouring coins to everyone who shows up and participates.
You guys gave away one of those that on our stream too.
Yeah,
you gave 2 of them away.
Actually. Jeez, and they were at a big floor then.
We did the math on that from that stream alone that we did. I think we did over 10,000 ADA worth of giveaway.
Yeah,
like
from you guys.
Who does that? Like who does that? You guys were super generous back then. Even that Mallard chat though, the holders chat before it became like what it is now with this invitation letter holders, the amount of like giveaways and alpha that you guys dropped over there made it alone like worth the price of like just for hanging on to one, even if you picked up off secondary.
Even with Ordinals too, like you guys also were the first movers of a lot of
Mm-hmm.
things from that chat. So that chat is still good to come and check.
I will 100% say that you guys do not get enough credit for your journey into Ordinals, and maybe I hope one day that this will pay off for people who did get involved. Because dude, this is still like you guys got us to push, and I think a majority of the people into Ordinals, and it was so early at that time because you guys had to load up your own node to get all this stuff minted out there. There wasn't any of these websites that you could go on to inscribe. No. Like you guys were 151,000 to 172,000 on the inscriptions.
Inscriptions. That's what I was going to say. Floats.
And it was like the gold rush, as you guys know. Like every 5 minutes, there was like another 10,000, 20,000 inscriptions, and like everyone was trying to get them on chain as fast as possible.
I think even Tommy was going to do an F35 one just before it hit over 1 million, I think. And it was so fast at that point. Like you refreshed it, Tommy, and it was already over 1 million. So it was like, oh, we missed that because it was like a 5-minute change and it went up 100,000.
You want to see something crazy? Look at this. Now I almost got it, guys. 1,003,995. We were close. We almost got it.
That's how fast it was moving then. Like by when you went to mint that, it was still under the million inscription at that point. So
there was like a queue line. Everybody was trying to time that millionth inscription at the time. But dude, the fact that this is still a thing, right? Like people can go and get their soul shards on Cardano and still redeem these, correct?
Yeah, I laughed earlier when you were talking about synchronizing a node because we're literally in the middle of syncing our node right now, which is almost done again, to be able to redeem some of these. We actually have a few individuals who are redeeming soul shards because they were keen enough to listen and remember that I had said in the last episode of our Twitter space, I'll say it here, we plan to go multi-chain, guys, and we plan to have multi-chain integration with Bitcoin for Raiders Guild, right? And Ordinals will also, our Ordinals Mallards will play a part in that type of utility. Now, we're not promising you the world there, but we are promising you that there will be utility for those Ordinal Mallards. And when runes pick back up, we did inscribe, I believe it's number 1205. Rune inscription of it's called Mallard Order. And we've never done anything with it. It's only got one TX where it was inscribed and it just sits there. And that's something we also have plans for the future to drip out into that ecosystem on Bitcoin side.
I love it. I will definitely jump over and take a look at that. So you know what? I still have it, and I guess more so I was kind of holding out until we could go ahead and get Negaduck over there. I was waiting until enough people redeemed it to have my shot. I still have my soul shard, don't you? I still have my soul shard. Yeah, I do. So I have 2 Ordinals right now. Has that
been the strat the whole time? You've just been waiting, hoping the supply gets lower and that one's still available?
I'm waiting it out.
That's a couple of people's strats, by the way, Tom. I've literally been told the same thing.
You've been eyeing that one since, I think, before mint even.
There used to be an update channel where it'd be like, all right, these are how many ones are left. And you'd see the X's cross off and you're just like crossing your fingers like, please, come on, still be there.
Now, you'll see that again. It's just people haven't redeemed in a while, and Ordinals had a little downtime there as a whole. But you'll still be seeing those updates.
In theory, right? Especially as like the bridgeless transfer stuff happens, we see like Bitcoin OS and all that. Like I'd imagine at some point these are going to be able to talk to each other down the road, and whether it's staking, like you've seen, even I know remember when we were dealing with Omen, but Fluid was able to go ahead and get staking available for them to go ahead and deploy their rune. So like I said, don't sleep on these things. And I think there will come a day where these low inscriptions do play a factor, especially sub 1 million. It used to be like sub like 10,000 or whatever it is. Now it's like, dude, 1 million is super impressive.
They also still get you through the door too when it comes to partnerships or discussions with Bitcoin projects. When you literally tell them your provenance on the inscription series.
Yeah,
they're willing to listen to you when you say sub 1 million versus
100%.
You know, one thing you guys, like I said, never got credit for was how early you really pushed a lot of these people into. Is I remember being on a space where you guys like co-hosted was Bitcoin Frogs at the time, and my dumbass picked one of those up for like $400, like $200, $400 at the time, and I like sold it a few months later for like a $200-300 profit, and then literally like I don't know how many months later those things shot up to like a almost 5K floor, and I'm just thinking about it to myself, I'm like, you know, how many of those people over there probably picked one of those up from you guys? And just and sold a shout out to Money Mike, probably he was one of those ones. But there's a few of those people that did that. But you guys got into Bitcoin Bandits. You got me into like Satoria. That was because of you guys. I think we played that on stream.
Ordinals in general.
Yeah, I was gonna say we weren't even looking at Ordinals pretty much.
Like any new project coming out, you guys had the in on it. Like what was happening, or you guys had whitelist spots to give away because of that.
You've always been ahead of the meta, or you created a meta, and that's one thing why I don't. Like I said, it's easy to forget about that. It's easy, or for people who weren't in the space then to not know that history of you guys, and then only hate of like, oh, what's happened to them? What are they doing? You know, that kind of shit talk. But like, that's my part about you guys is I know you guys are proven. You guys have always been one step ahead, and I imagine you guys are still cooking up some stuff that we're going to be excited about in the future. But yeah, it makes.
I'm telling you, even this tabletop, I just saw. You know, it was like a sign from God. I wake up the other day. Boxlord has like some great news. He shows me like finalized like 3D miniature bottles, all this good stuff, right? And I'm like, damn, because we got like a sample back and it sucked. So he like redid some stuff and he showed me, and I'm like, oh, this is great. Then I look at Charles' post and he's showing the 5E Dungeons Master guide, and I'm just like, yeah, dude, like, you know, he's showing like the Game Master guide. Like, you see, there are so many nerds here who are so ready for tabletop. We also have this partnership with like a big platform that mints, you know, with a founder with the first letter P in his name, and he's super duper excited, and he's going to be helping us just like he did with the Ori Mob sneakers, be able to redeem those in a much more efficient fashion, so everyone gets the board game into their hands.
Dude,
I'm pumped for the board game. I used to play like Settlers or Tan or Munch games, a bunch of stuff. I used to play
tabletop. I keep saying board game. Even Boxlord's about to smack me every time I say it. It's the truth. It's the goddamn tabletop game.
So it's like
D&D, I assume you'll get to you know, create your character or whatever.
Technically, no. You get to mess around with the stats. There's a default like base start. You get to level within said instance, and also you get to find items that then you equip to the character.
That's
which I think, which is, I was going to say that's actually awesome then, because you know, D&D has been around forever. It's pretty well established, so it can be kind of hard to, as much fun as it would be to like create your own version of that, to actually compete or be like to draw people away would be tough. But to do something different, but within your world that you've done such a good job creating, seems much more reasonable.
Yeah, it's basically like we made a preset instance. You know how you could like buy those for D&D? You could just
absolutely, just easy dungeons and stuff for first timing and stuff like that too.
It's basically like that with its own challenge. And the really fun part that the really a unique part about the game, not only with the whole scannable aspect to it, but it's the fact that each monster type has their own die. And we purposely have it so like the probability rate of like a boss from hitting you with a crit is like fucked up numbers, like 60-40, like, you know, on their side. Like they're basically the game is going to try to kick your ass at every instance, and we want like the 1 to 5 players to have to work together and like beat it. So this way, you know, because I picture like the household. I want like the dad or whatever to be there with his teenage kid and the wife all having a blast with this thing and being able to still partake with what they like to do on their own, you know, personal time, the nerdy shit, NFTs. Because you see, the guy tells you, let's say warrior class is supposed to have 4 strength and 5 attack, but when you actually scan the miniature, right, you basically have a virtual version of the player card. The game comes with a cardboard player card, right, where you can put little squares to represent your health. Every time you get hit, you take out a square out of the little preset areas on the perforated cardboard. But now imagine if you have Mallards, you get to scan it, right? And now you have the player card digitally on your phone. And the neat thing is that now you're going off the rules off your phone. So now your warrior, since you hold whatever asset, actually starts with 7 HP instead of 5 because they hold this.
Oh, the stats adjust. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah, exactly. Based on your holdings. That way the nerdy dad or mom or whatever can, you know, like enjoy the fact that they're a Mallard Order holder within the real world, and then their friends and family can just still get involved based on the rule set from the guidebook. So
that's dope.
Oh man, it makes so much sense to do it that way too, because I mean, as many people that do play tabletop games, it's also welcoming to people that have never done that or don't know someone that's like, hey, we don't know how to DM, no one's ever done that, but we want to try this out. So it's a good kind of introductory to that overall, but also just accessible to play, because like, hey, I got this, but we tried playing it and there's not enough guidance sometimes for some of those where it's so much left to like, oh, I don't have 40 hours to write a book for you guys. Play this.
Yeah, because normal D&D instances, bro, you literally take multiple weekends. Like you guys have to toss it.
Even just character creation is like, people are like, it's like, hey, you want to play? Yeah, it sounds fun. Okay, well, here's your sheet. This is all the stuff you have that you can put on it. It's
8 hours later, everyone's finally done writing it out.
I don't got time for this. Like, it's I didn't even get past the create a character menu. And that's cool as dice based too, because I don't know, it's always been more appealing beyond like I know they still use dice, but in a different way. It's, you know, like Warhammer or something along those lines, or the mech games. That sounds much cooler.
Bro, the RNG, you got to be able to visualize it, right? That's the only way you can all logically justify what just happened. You must see the die roll and land on that number.
Well, I've heard, I mean, playing Baldur's Gate, the third one especially, hearing friends freak out because in a game version, they don't always show those dice rolls, especially for attacks. So you just see the statistical, like, 70% chance to attack, and then they miss, and they're like, what the fuck? I had a 70% chance. It's like, that's how the dice work. You know what I mean? Like, you could have a 99% chance it lands on 1. You're fucked. But so when you actually get to see that, like, in motion, it just clicks that much better. It also makes it more fun because you have the anticipation of seeing the dice, and then it lands on that, and you're like, oh,
dude, and when you get that crit, when you actually need that clutch crit, the whole room goes crazy, you know.
As opposed to just being kind of expected because you get like a percentage kind of in like the digital version of like Baldur's Gate or something, which is awesome. I mean, it's crazy too, like you said. The resurgence, it's like we've seen so much other nerd culture where, you know, Marvel is such a mainstream thing now, but I feel like the at least tabletop genre has still, people that aren't aware of it, it's still just seen as this like niche group of people that get together and play Dungeons and Dragons, where it's like most people weren't aware that on Twitch the biggest streamer was Critical Role for a long time, until I think they do their own thing now. I don't know if they're up there that high, because they have like their website they do it all through now. But all these, even College Humor still around because they make D&D content now. It's crazy.
Dude, retro's coming back, baby. Let's go.
I was gonna say, you guys like went down a nerd wormhole that I got lost in, bro. I started like listening. I'm like shaking my head. I'm like, holy shit, I have no clue what the fuck they're talking about anymore. I got lost.
You remember College Humor though, right? From when we were like probably actually in college, when that was actually popular.
Yeah,
like a decade ago.
Impossible, you don't remember it. You've seen the content.
But no, yeah, I mean they're still around, going strong. People, they sold out Madison Square Garden. College Humor's new company, but they sold out Madison Square Garden to play D&D live.
I didn't know that. That's crazy, dude.
Oh yeah.
I got to start Googling this shit because I'm not in. I didn't even on that
TV. Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, dude. Good. Thank God. Tom knew what the fuck
he's talking about. He's the man.
Mm-hmm. All right. Dude, see, Demos and you could probably off stream that real quick for another hour. Just get lost into it. Tom needs to be on your advisor board for this game right now.
I don't know about that, but I definitely am a fan. I'm excited about it.
I'll make sure I'm gonna send you a version of the PDF of the whole guide ahead of time, just to see what you think. Actually,
there you go.
I got you.
Done.
I was gonna ask what's kind of like the minimum players that you can probably get through it.
You can actually do a whole instance with one. There's 5 boards that you put together as the whole like world map, and when you play as one player, there's like a miniature instance for a single. As
that's
well.
still though. That's awesome. That's also a big barrier a lot of the times where it's like, hey, you know, I want to do this, but getting 5, 6, or even just getting 5, 6 people to kind of dedicate that kind of time could be tough for a lot of people these days. You know, and you got so much other stuff going on. You know, a lot of people end up, and also because it sounds like something we can, you know, an experience you can share through Discord and things like that, which is also huge. And just very convenient these days. A lot of people are, you know, it's all about how convenient things are. So that's just big for the selling point.
And also, a lot of us don't really like. A lot of us are very lonely at this point, like in society. No, in all
disconnected, absolutely.
Yeah, and you know, it sucks when a board game's or a tabletop is reminding you, like, oh, you need friends that are always around for you to have fun today. Yeah, you gotta have a single player instance.
Dude, it sounds to me like once this does come out, guys, we're gonna need to start live streaming. We're gonna be the first live streamers of the Mallard Order tabletop game. Demos, we'll invite you back on to play live. We'll go ahead and do that.
Dude, I would love one of us to like have the camera on the board and we could just move.
Oh, that'd be sick, actually.
We'll just do a whole virtual version of it.
That'd be fun.
Dude, we might be able to set up 2 cameras of this and just have one on there with all of us. Dude, we can work that out.
I'm down.
See how excited this gets me though? Like, this is what I mean. Like, where it's like, you know, even like our break that we recently took, because it kind of became a thing where, yeah, we can go on and talk about more meme coins we maybe made some profits on or took huge hits on, but it doesn't always get you as excited. Making money's nice, but people don't want to tune in every week to be like, so these are the coins we hit 5 days ago that you missed out on. No one gives a shit anymore. And there's just not a lot of things to get excited about. So we were kind of having to kind of force some topics because we still want
lots of shit, Tom.
So you got to come on and kind of like, hey, we need some things to talk about, but these ones aren't. They just don't get you pumped. You know, it may be cool news or even good news or something that's developing, but it's fun to get excited about stuff again. It's not only just, hey, this is where we're going to generate more profits for you for holding, but stuff that we actually want to do and then we find fun.
Isn't that the only reason
we have
at this
to play?
point?
Obviously,
why are you here? At this point in the game of NFTs, why are you here if you're not having fun?
Yep. Defez asked online option for the game.
No, not yet. No, we thought of like different ways that we can make it like a visual, like cool interface, and then we're like, you know what? That goes against what we're really doing this for, to actually make a tangible product that like brings what we are to someone's household. Yeah. And then B, it also goes against the bottom line of like, hey man, these materials are way simpler to source than a developer with front end and back end and game dev needed to make it a virtual like digital thing. So we're gonna stick to cardboard, plastic, PVC plastic, and paper. Thank you very much.
But I know we're talking about the stream, like doing the tabletop. They're playing the game, and so you could make a channel in the Discord of like if someone wants to have a game night, a few people like check in, and say, hey, you guys want to do a video call, and we could play the game together that way.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, we have a lot of ideas of how we're gonna be marketing and getting people engaged. With one of my favorite ones, dude, these miniatures look sick as hell, and I can't wait to host contests on who can paint the best miniature. Like,
they're gonna be on payment. That's even more fun.
Yeah, hell yeah. Okay. Of course, they're gonna come nice grayscale. There's also like a special version of it that looks like aluminum or whatever. But at the end of the day, it's based so you can go ahead and add your own paint jobs to it. But and then there's also suggestions on the color wheel we would choose if we were you. But yeah, you'll be.
Oh, see, this is getting into dangerous territory for me because I really like miniature painting, and it's something I've told myself I'm saving till like my retirement years, because at this point it's a little hard, especially, you know, you bring someone over your house and then you just like have that kind of stuff all over the place. Like, yeah, this is how I spend like all my time all weekend. So I gotta save that. You know, I figure when I'm retired, I'll have plenty of time to really get in and enjoy that stuff.
It's like dinner with the schmucks.
Literally,
end up then just watching people do it on YouTube and stuff. I was thinking more like
With the mouse.
40-year-old virgin
Nice.
status. You know, I got to be
Okay.
careful. Like, I don't want that
Yeah.
kind of thing.
I was thinking the Toy Story 2 guy, the one that repairs the little.
I see that too.
toys. Yeah.
But I instantly thought of Dinner with Schmucks
Wait.
with Steve Carell has the miniature mice and like the little play areas or the
He's got
rooms.
them all set up in the
He's
little
painting
boxes.
them.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
well that is that too. No, Toy Story 2. I was thinking for a second, Sid. That's
Way
Toy
cooler.
Story 1.
Yeah. Okay. Dude, that's funny as hell.
And you know what? I just heard. Wait a minute. When you have people over, they can't see your toys. Well, screw you. Okay, I have vinyl toys behind me. There's like comics and.
Oh, I
weird
got
shit
plenty
out
of toys
there.
already. I have like that's the other
Right?
thing. I got
There's
got
nothing wrong
posters
with that,
over the
damn
walls
it.
and-
There's nothing wrong about hanging
Yeah.
Spawn issue #1 in your home office. There's nothing wrong with that, right?
Me and TJ got toys in our house, but they're definitely not for us anymore. We're kind of household over here. My toys are right behind here. It's all the NFT stuff. So anybody walks in, they see a little plushies. That's my daughter's. Don't worry.
They're not.
That's
They're not toys, Tommy. All right, they're action figures. Okay,
Mhm.
they're
I have a Spawn comic with the Al Simmons autograph on it.
Whoa. Okay.
That's it's based on Todd McFarlane's friend, his IRL friend. That character, and
That's
the
dope.
daughter is based on his friend's daughter.
There
We
you
probably
go.
have the same comic then. You said the first one too?
Yeah, issue #1. I also have issue 2. I have all the way up to like issue 13 in pretty mint condition. But what I do miss is the action figure that came with the mini version of issue #1. You remember?
That's dope. I don't have the action. It was from my dad. He had a bunch of comics he left for me.
Nice.
There you go, dude. Wow, we just went down like a whole wormhole, but I like you said, Tom, it gets you excited for this kind of stuff that your meme coins couldn't get, and just general crypto couldn't do. And I think that's the medium where make NFTs fun again. That would have been another good little slogan over there. But if it's not Mallard,
I'll
who
keep
else
that in
is
mind.
it? There you go.
I'll
I
keep
mean,
that in mind.
Dude, it's been a while since we've got excited about something that you guys are anybody's been delivering inside of space. I couldn't tell you when the last time a mint that I've been excited for or even thought about over here on Cardano.
Oh, can I throw out a question here for you guys,
Yeah.
since you're
Yeah.
my NFT fellas? How are you feeling about Journey's new mint? Like, are you guys excited for that? I've seen it hit the scene recently. We got whitelists out there for it. What's going on?
I've seen the whitelist, so I didn't see someone in the chat just put in there. Did they announce the price? I haven't caught up today. If
Yes,
they did. How much?
We're talking, I believe, 1250 ADA, 1,250 ADA.
Is there a limited? I know it's over on ETH. Are they porting them over into Cardano, like a set amount of them? I believe.
Yeah,
Something like
I believe so. And I think that what they're trying to do is peg it to the current ETH floor price.
Gotcha.
Since some of their long-lasting ETH holders are coming over as well, they don't want to depreciate the value on the other end of the bridge.
Okay, I got a live update I pulled over here because that is interesting to me.
The news just happened today.
Yeah, literally 2 minutes ago. Journeys on Cardano mint will be May 14th, so 2 days from now. Whitelist 10 a.m. Pacific. Let's go. I guess you got to go to the Discord. But yeah, you said it's 1,200 ADA.
Yeah, it's 1,250. It's the
Whatever their
recent
floor price
announcement
is.
right under this.
Let's see. This one. They're blockchain news, right?
No, it's in there. Maybe did they put it in here?
Yeah, public mint May 13, 500 spots available. Mint price will be set the day before based on ADA.
No, go to their Discord. Are you in their Discord?
I'm not. No.
Let me send you a screenshot.
Yeah, I'm looking at it though right now. Only 500 NFTs. So this is pretty much anybody who's really wants to get involved with this. This isn't like a hype speculative mint kind of deal.
Yeah, they're not doing a huge mass like 5,000, 6,000, 10,000 drop.
1250 though. Oof. That's a testament to Journey's community, the fact that there is still that floor price, right?
On the east side, yeah.
On the east side, yeah.
Yeah.
What I find interesting about it is that, okay, look, we have a shot here to bring in a massive network. Let's face it, they do have a freaking sick ass gallery / studio space. Very beautiful, massive, and they've had it for years. They have a long lasting community. Their YouTube is still on the up and up when you check their social blade metrics. And I gotta say, it could go either two ways. The individuals who buy it don't know what they actually have and they try to floor it. And then the Journey community from ETH gives it a shot on Cardano, picks it up. or B, it brings on a giant liquidity event of bringing in new users into Cardano NFTs from their Ethereum holders and others around them. Because right now their marketing is getting a lot of traction, and not many mints are happening at the moment.
No. I mean, so yeah, you're almost at 0.25 ETH floor price over here. On this is on the east side of things. So what is that, a quarter? Yeah, what is that, $600, something like that, $700?
I'll tell you right now. Yeah, 610 exactly.
There you go. So I mean, I've seen crazier prices for NFTs on this side of the town that have absolutely gone to zero. You know, so if you guys are still, I mean, if you're still in NFTs, like you said, you're probably pretty involved with the ecosystem. The hype and like speculation market really isn't there at the moment. Maybe every now and then you might be, but I mean, I haven't really seen anything mint recently where it's like gone insane and then stayed there. It's been that quick little sell off and then it kind of settles back down to earth wherever it actually is going to fall. I grant these are probably on a little bit of an uptrend just because of the fact that they are moving to Cardano. It's got a little like people, you know, hyped up a little bit right now. Yeah, something different to talk about. Would I personally pay for this right now with $600? Like, I guess, like I said, do I want to be part of their community or not? And if I wasn't really wanting to be part of that community, then I probably would sit on the sideline and maybe wait for it to go down a little bit, as if I actually wanted to get in. Otherwise, I think I could spend $600 to make a profit somewhere else a lot easier. You know, just personally.
Anything about the project? Is there like anything they're doing with the project, or is just minting a collection right now?
They said this is just the beginning. Journey Club is actively building crypto products that will feature integrations with Cardano. The Cardano mint marks the start of a major expansion into new blockchain ecosystems. So I don't know exactly what they're doing, but I'd imagine if you guys are interested in it, go research it. I also imagine there's the backlash of some people are like $600 for a mint. What are you guys, crazy kind of deal?
It's actually more than that. Remember, you keep saying 6. That's the secondary on ETH. It's 1250 ADA. Shout out to Cardano. We're up to 80 cents now. So yeah, that's 1250 ADA.
1250 at 80 cents. Yeah, dude, that's a little bit more.
9 something. Yeah, 980-ish.
$1,000.
I'm not that eager to get in, I think, but also, you know, that just could be us not as being big into the ETH side of NFTs as well. But
we're going to be giving away one NFT, by the way. So they've given 78 cents
tonight, Demos.
In this one, no, sadly, but for all Mallard holders, we're going to hold one raffle where we're going to be giving away the one NFT Journey Club's going to give us. So they're giving us not Journey Club. Yeah, I believe that's their name. Yeah, Journey Club. They're giving us one whole NFT to give out. Not
that's dope.
NFT. Yes,
that's $1,000 worth of value right there. That I'll be interested to see how this does. Like I said, if you're spending $1,000 on something, like clearly either you got fuck you money kind of just to throw around, or like you're actually invested in whatever it is they're doing. Like I wouldn't just go throw $1,000 at nothing just to see what happens, especially on an NFT right now. So if I was more involved with this, then sure, I would probably be looking at it. From now, I'll probably be watching from the sidelines, just to be like, okay. And if it's something cool, I feel like it's not where something where I'm going to be like, all right, it's $1,000 today, and tomorrow it's going to be 5,000. I don't see that happening. Personally,
I just gotta, you know, take that hit though. You know what I mean? It's like I would rather not buy something, and if it goes up, that's great for the people that bought in, than buy in and be like, damn, I knew I shouldn't have gotten involved with this when I didn't really care about it. I was just
have
like,
you not learned anything?
Yeah, exactly.
In 3 years or 4 years of doing this, like don't if you don't want to be involved with it, don't go minute.
Yeah, just don't buy something. Yeah, because at the end of the day, even when you take your quote unquote loss, like let's say you couldn't get your initials out of an investment, at the very least, like me with Cardano, I bought it at $1.60 plus over and over at some of the highest points, right? When I first got into the ecosystem, I always thought to myself, well, at the very least, it's still utility. At the very least, I could still build on it. I could still use it for fees. I could still lock it up. So at the very least, whenever you buy anything, just make sure that if you can't get your initials out, you could still use it meanwhile. And if you can't, you probably bought into something you didn't know that you were getting. So.
Yeah.
And make sure you like it too.
Yeah, that's my point. Right? Absolutely.
Make sure you like it.
Exactly, Crypto Hands. Don't become a community member.
Well, screw you, Crypto Hands. You look like a community member to me with a space buds on. I sit back.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, space bud shot. Dang.
Yeah.
Not even a diss. I'm saying he's just like me. You're as much of a community member as we all are, sir. Now sit back down and enjoy the Cardano punch.
At least when you're a community member on the NFT side too, there's a little bit more to it. The amount of community members I am on Solana meme coins, and I mean that's.
Oh man, there's no community, dude. It's literally Fight Club.
It's pretty generous to say that. Where
it's like desperate shills that are just like.
Have you ever looked at like if you ever clearing out your old Telegram chats of all the coins Telegram you jumped in, and you see the ones that didn't go anywhere or rugged or something, and those chats are just full of bots, scam posting bullshit. Yep. They're like, tumbleweeds actually blow across on Telegram.
Dude, yeah. I mean, other than this, like minting right now, I know you guys. So timelines for stuff. I know you're going to announce like all exact dates and stuff like that. What's the supply on the mints?
And 3.5K supply. It's looking like the last week of this month. We're working with someone right now. Making sure everything's tidy. Also, there's going to be promo for it. You'll know ahead of time. There's going to be a full breakdown on which assets will get discounted, etc., based on roles from the Discord. Also, another thing to take note is that a large portion of the mint is literally going right back to the minters in real time. You're going to be minting like packs, but in our world, they're called reflection voids, right? And it's basically this cool mirror that you can conceptualize anything and then pull it out of that reality. That's the lore behind it. But essentially, it works like this. You mint the mirror, and then on the very same site, you can burn and claim the mirror, and you'll get your issue 2 from it, plus a reward out of the rewards. So you can walk away with a CNT, you could walk away with an NFT from one of the top still around projects. We're making sure that the only rewards in there are worthwhile founders who have really showcased that they can, stick around. So we're not going to give you like
not the old stuff in your
quicksand. Yeah, we're not.
You're telling me I can become a community member of another community? No, it's basically like what do you call it? When Block do with Jelly Cubes? They did the mystery chest for a while, right? Like it's similar.
That's a cool idea.
Yeah, no, I mean that's a great way, especially for the mint, to be able to get something back. I mean, what better way to do that? And I know
you can also get back just pure ADA. And then another thing I want you guys to know is that we're taking 5 payment options for different kinds of tokens like SNAC, IAG, a couple of other ones.
Dope. I love that.
And you're using your RUNE a lot. Like, I mean, I'm sure there's more ways you're going to roll it out, but the big thing too from the medium that I like there was different was, the live entertainment side of things you're going to open up. And then you're really trying to restructure to get RUNE more involved, I think, in the ecosystem. It seemed like, which makes sense at this point, because like you said, before it's been all internal. Doesn't even have the liquidity pool and stuff. So you're kind of taking those next steps, which is cool to see. Because again, that's the kind of stuff that people definitely come back around for, if they're not always there for like some of the community stuff or just overall as interested in some of the other like accessory things. It's like, well, hey, money, that's definitely going to keep people interested.
Exactly. Yeah, because one thing we kept thinking about is like, okay, events are cool when we do them for Web3, but also there are individuals who are never going to partake in this, never be around, and they need to somehow see that all of this stuff is still beneficial for them. Plus, Christine, aka Nemesis, was already curating and doing these experiences. So we're just like, okay, you know what? Let's make a whole like legal entity around this. I believe she's going to call it like Z and Co. And it's also going to have a DBA, a different name that we're going to use that's connected to Mallard Order. And from there, we're going to be doing events that have nothing to do with Web3, but charging for tickets and dealing with sponsors. And from there, we're going to take some of that revenue and give it back to the users. That way, whenever you see us not blasting the announcements channel, you'll still understand, oh, wait, look, the team's doing stuff. I see this bot going off saying that they just put X amount of dollars into Conduit, or that X amount of items just sold from the print shop. So this should really help everyone out, both the ones that are always engaged and the passive people that only show up every few months to check up on the project. It won't look dead, and they'll know something's being done. So
I love that. Well, that's exciting to hear. And I know one other like distinction about this too, right, is like you guys are using this too, like also as some sort of like a way to like crowdfund a little bit. It's been what, a year and a half since you guys have minted. So this is something of like, if you guys want to support the project, like come out and even just if you get one of them. Obviously, if you've been a collector here, like you talked about the points, you'll have discounts and potentially even free ones. So you guys are giving back to your holders that have been here, but also like, hey, this is something that is going to help us kind of get to our goals to kind of jumpstart.
And we're going to be one of the first NFT projects, I think, if not the only NFT project that's going to grab mint funds and use vesting right away with one of the smart contracts, either CNFT tools or the ADA Anvil one. We've been talking to both teams and trying to decide. But yeah, a percentage is going to go in there, and then it's going to have a lockup of, I believe, around 4 months. That way it gives us enough time to drop all the milestones and deliverables from this quarter nice and clean, show you guys where the money went, etc. And then we can move on to receiving the rest and, you know, from the mint and pushing the project forward. So we're trying to keep it as clean, transparent, simple, and removing as much human error as possible from ourselves. And one of those ways is lock up the amount you don't need today, invest.
TJ, you're leaving this up too long. People are actually going to think.
I know they're going to believe it.
Bud right now.
So,
Jay, 1250 for the comment, guys. Sorry about that. You know,
yo, hey, sometimes you got to shoot high. You know, there's some exclusive stuff out here. But no, man, that's fun. I'm glad to hear that you guys have a lot of different things. We didn't even talk about the other like aspect of that arm of that leg is the events that you guys are doing, right? You guys are having is it NFT? Is it NYC? You guys got some shit going on up there?
Yeah, some shit, as this gentleman just said. Yeah, no, I'm kidding. It's June 28th during the week of NFT NYC. We're throwing this event called Friends Part 2. And yes, that means that we've thrown one last year that a bunch of individuals from the space came to. Even people from the UK, like or from England, like Unpopular Elf showed up. And here it goes right here on the screen. There's going to be catering there. There's going to be, sorry, this coffee got me burping. There's going to be free beverages and music. And I think it's going to be a cool time. Web 2 artists and Web 3 artists will all be a part of it. Including some of your favorite projects. You'll see some of their logos and some goodie bags. We're giving away tote bags and stuff with goodies in it at the end of the night. It's gonna be fun.
And food. So I mean, you got TJ on board.
That's it.
Yeah.
Food's there. I'll be there.
Dude, I wish we lived a little closer to New York, man. It'd be fun to get out that way.
We'll be streaming it too. We'll be live streaming it.
Dope. Yeah, you guys did that one last year. Or was it last year? 2 years ago? The art gallery looked like a lot of fun.
Yeah, we did one, funny enough, every year since inception. So
has it been that way? Damn.
Yep.
That's crazy. But that's another way. Like a lot of people, you know, we're all behind the screens, like you said, every day. You guys are talking about the game and getting people to do stuff at IRL. But like that goes unnoticed and underappreciated. Is like getting people out of that little bubble, or even bringing nerds together outside of our, just to be able to meet each other, to hang out, to do something like IRL.
We're not be nerds, Tommy.
I was saying, like, if you're like introverted, dude, and you love being inside.
Look, the truth is, I do it for me, guys. I have no friends without you people, so this is the way I get to leave the house. Okay, that's the real truth.
I've got friends, Mom. Come on, see.
They're right there.
No, dude.
Get out of here, Mom.
Get out of my room. Oh man, no, that's cool. I'm glad to see. So if we don't make it, we can watch it via live stream.
Yes.
Dope. Cool. I know we were talking about playing games and shit like that, but dude, I feel like we just kind of crushed through all this shit.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I had to pause my install anyway, and then I looked over and it was like 10, and it was like I feel like we've been on stream for 17 minutes.
It's just fun to kind of catch up though too at the same time. Man, I love we took like you said about 2 months off. We got back last week. We couldn't even figure out how to start. All our audio was off, like everything. All our subscriptions we took off. Saving a little money, and here we are getting a chance to finally connect with you guys. So thank you for jumping on tonight, dude. It's been fun catching up just in general.
Dude, I'm so glad that you guys even invited me. I'm sorry, at first I was a little like disheveled and like all over the place, and I'm like, well, I'm not ready right now to drop alpha because me and the team haven't discussed this yet. And then when I went back to them, they're like, dude, what are you talking about? It's Freedom 35ers. Just tell them what we got. And I'm like, all right, I'm ready.
Yeah. Dude, we appreciate that, man. And like I said, it's different these days in 2025 for NFT projects and just in general. Like you said, the landscape has changed, but the people who want to be here are these are your people that are showing up right now. And hopefully you get a chance to go ahead and, if anything, this gets the word out to a couple different ones that tell friends of friends, and you get some new holders out of it. Worst case, you got some people interested back. I saw a bunch of people over in chat that I haven't seen in a minute. I saw Anax Mander a while back. Dude, I haven't seen him. Shout out to him. Dude, we still have those memories of him like minting the 1-of-1 right on streams.
Yep.
DB and a few of those guys, like a bunch of them, like on that mint day. You guys were one of I think the first project we ever streamed like a live mint for back in 22. So it's like I said, we've got a lot of history with you guys as well. So it's only right, I feel like.
It was exclusive coverage a lot of times, only from Freedom 35ers.
Dude,
one of the best YouTube series, period, shows, cast.
Appreciate it,
man. And if you remember, in those days, we were very like guarded behind the lore on purpose, and like you guys were like one of the only individuals that we would speak to, you know.
Bro, I remember like there was people scared to speak of you or speak a certain way in the Discord because they were worried about how you would respond to them. They're like, "Shit, don't piss off Demos."
Scary time, yeah.
You know, you get banned to like the gate, outside the crypt. You couldn't even get out there, bro. To the main Discord.
Tom gave you that high top fade.
Uh-huh.
Oh man, that was great. Dude, shout outs to you guys.
That was the only picture that existed.
That editing you guys did and still do is so cool. But man, I remember when you guys were like, and maybe he's not only a man or something like that, but he's a duck. And then like you see the body fade away and it's just like a freaking Photoshop duck.
That was a skit from South Park they did with Peter Rabbit back in the visit.
You guys did the voiceovers
for that. Perfectly, man.
Both of you guys did the voiceovers for that.
I don't need a man. Yeah, dude, we did the voice. Me and TJ were going back and forth. Those are the days where we
an hour or two.
We used to get really excited about that stuff. It was so much fun. Like it was fun to do. Yeah, I really missed some of that.
The fact that you guys got us creating like that, I think, just speaks to like the how fun you guys made this, the mysteriousness of it, and like how wrapped up we got into it. And I think that's the stuff you miss in NFTs. Because like you said, the price attracts you. That kind of fun gets you in the door. But it's the stuff like there's actual content to digest that makes it, and the community as well that makes you stay. You guys have nailed that. So I'm happy that you guys are back, that you're leading this charge right now that we see on Cardano. And I hope, that you guys just have a great success this year and hit everything that you guys want to. We're happy to be here and be part of the lore, the holders, everything that's led up to this.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much.
100%.
For sure. Dude, I think that wraps it up. Other than that, Demos, any last words for anybody who's just catching up or who hasn't listened back yet? For anybody?
Thank you. That's all I got to say. Thanks for everything, guys. Even you fudsters out there, because you only empower me and enrage me in a way that gives me a newfound life in wanting to make you eat your own words. So I appreciate every single one of you, from the fudders to the supporters. In all honesty, thank you.
Awesome, dude. Well, we appreciate it, guys. If you want to go back and listen to this, there's a lot of good stuff in here. I wasn't expecting to dive into as much as we did, but I'm glad we got a chance to. Demos, we appreciate you always for having you on, and I'll look forward to this comic mint coming up.
Thank you very much, guys.
All right, we'll take it easy. We'll see you guys next week. Maybe. I don't know. Peace.